All right, let's jump right in. If you're a seasoned professional, maybe you're over 55, and you're thinking about coaching as your next big move, this is for you. We're going to talk about a really powerful idea today, that your decades of corporate experience, they aren't just part of your resume, they are your number one coaching credential.
So here's the big question, isn't it? This is what I hear all the time from experienced leaders who are thinking about making this jump. You've got this little voice in your head that says, maybe I need one more certificate, another little acronym after my name before I'm really ready. But what if that's not the whole story? What if you're already more than ready? I've got a quick story for you. I was watching my own executive coach one day, and this guy charged top dollar, got incredible results for his clients, and he had zero certifications. And you know why? Because people weren't hiring him for a piece of paper. They were hiring him for his 25 years in the trenches as a founder and an executive. That's what they were paying for.
And that, right there, is the heart of what we're talking about. It's time to completely reframe how we think about what makes us qualified. We've got to stop looking for some outside stamp of approval and start recognizing the incredible value we've already built up over a lifetime.
Let's just be crystal clear on this. Those 20, 30, maybe even 40 years you spent navigating office politics, leading teams, putting out fires, and solving incredibly complex problems, that wasn't just a job. Nope. That was your real-world, high-stakes training ground. That is your coaching foundation, and believe me, no weekend certification course can ever come close to replicating that.
I mean, just think for a second about what you've actually learned to do. You can spot patterns across hundreds of different situations. You can diagnose problems in real time when the stakes are super high. You've guided teams through messy challenges that you will never ever find in a textbook. And maybe most importantly, you know the difference between a strategy that just sounds good on paper and one that actually works in the real world. You know because you've lived.
Okay, so you've got all this value, but how do you talk about it? How do you package it up so a potential client immediately gets it? Well, let's break it down with a simple framework I like to call the credibility stack. It's all about building your authority.
See, your authority isn't just one thing. It's built in layers. The foundation, layer one, is your experience, your actual track record with results you can point to. On top of that is the expertise layer, those specific tricky problems that you became the go-to person for solving over and over again. And then the top layer. This is the most powerful one, proof. The actual people you mentored who got promoted. The teams who solved crises because of your guidance. That's real, tangible evidence of your gift. And that's the absolute key, right? That proof layer shows that you've been doing this the whole time. Every time you sat down with a direct report to help them think through a tough decision, or you guided a team through a stressful project, you were coaching. You just probably weren't calling it that.
So let me ask you, what sounds more powerful to a startup founder who's struggling to grow? Some generic certification acronym? Or this? Former VP of operations who scaled teams from 50 to 300. That second one immediately screams, I have solved your exact problem. It's specific, it's credible, and it hits them right where they live.
Now hold on. This doesn't mean there's nothing left to learn. Not at all. Your experience is the solid foundation for sure. But you still need to know how to build the house. And that's where we get into the art of coaching itself.
This is a really important distinction to make. Your incredible career gives you the what, all the substance, the wisdom, the gut feelings, but that's only half of the puzzle. You still need to learn the how, the actual techniques and frameworks that turn a good conversation into a great transformational coaching session.
Let's just put it side by side. Over here, you have your unique value, the what to coach. That's pure gold, and it's all yours. And over here, you have the skills you can learn, the how to coach. This is about asking powerful questions, designing a session, giving assignments. And here's the best part. The how is totally learnable. You already have the hardest part completely locked down. And probably the single biggest shift you'll have to make, going from executive to coach, is this one. As leaders, we were paid to have the answers, right? To solve the problem. But as a coach, your job is completely different. It's to resist that urge to just give them the answer. Instead, you use frameworks to guide your clients to find their own answers. That's where the real magic happens.
Okay, so let's say you're with me. You're starting to see the massive value locked up in your experience. What now? What's the very next thing you can do, like today, to start turning that experience into a real coaching business? It all starts with this one question, because here's the thing, you can't coach everybody. Your power, your unique value, is most effective when it's pointed at a very specific person with a very specific problem. So who is that person that you are uniquely qualified to help?
Here's a super simple but really powerful exercise. Grab a piece of paper. First, just list out those tough, hairy, unsolvable problems you are known for fixing in your career. Got 'em? Okay. Now for each one of those problems, ask yourself this question. Who, right now, is awake at 3 a.m. worrying about this exact same thing? That person, that's your ideal client. And that problem? That's your entire marketing message right there.
So let's wrap this up with a final thought. We've pretty much established it. You're qualified. Your experience is your credential. So the real question isn't about your qualifications anymore. The real question is this: are you ready to take everything you've learned, all that hard-won wisdom, and package it in a way that can truly change someone else's life?
If that answer is yes, you don't have to figure it all out alone. Over at Retirepreneur, we've put together a whole hub of free resources, things like business templates, guides on pricing, startup checklists, all of it designed specifically for experienced professionals just like you who are building their next great chapter. It's the perfect next step to turn those decades of expertise into a practice that has both purpose and profit. Now, go put that credential to work.